We're sneaking up here in the Lazo to fight against tier 9s. The thing I always do in the Lazo, and I'm going to try to avoid doing, is get too close, lose half my hit points in a single salvo from the enemy, and then play the rest of the match as though I only have about 18,000 hit points. It happens to me every time I play this boat. My goal in this boat is to do better than my average damage, which is about 43.6k. And of course to win. I like winning in the Lazo. And sometimes I even do it. So let's take a little U-turn here while I still have some island cover. Shores is coming in. See, Shores just did what I normally do. He got too close. I'm spotted and I'm about to give up a big broadside. Now I'm doing the thing that I usually do. If I turn off my AA, does that help? Nope, because he's right behind me. I can't believe shells are not on their way yet. Where are these shells? This is amazing. I got away with that pork. Yeah, there they are. They're from the airplane.
Пожарная тревога. Неполадки устранены.
Could use my spotter. I'm going to hang on to him for now. That's my range, 17.3. I think I'd be just on the edge of my range with those guys. I think I'm going to use him now so I can see over these islands here. There we go. Start peppering this Georgia. Want to get a few salvos on their way there before he realizes that I'm shooting him. Ah, I can't see him anymore. Oh, there he is. That was a big salvo. 4,300 on a Georgia. I'll take that. Take it all day long. Is that guy AFK? What's going on? Oh, no, he just shot. He's just cool in the saddle, man. That guy doesn't give a crap. I can sit here and just rain hell on him forever, and he's loving it. All right, buddy. I respect that. I do have a big old broadside over to those ships, which I don't like giving up, but for the moment. Yeah, I'm seeing that. I don't have a shot at him anymore. I lost my spotter, but I did 21,000 in the meantime. I still have shots on the way, actually. 25k to that Georgia and burning. So at 25,500, that was a worthwhile usage of the spotter plane. I didn't used to use it that much, but kind of getting the hang of finding opportunities to use it. So that's a consumable that can really earn you. Alaska's walking up this channel here. Oh my gosh, and I can launch it again. Look at that. Not going to be able to keep shooting Alaska, but Georgia's coming back, so I'm just going to keep using it to work on the Georgia. He's moving like a Georgia does, which is 40 knots or something. So I'm going to try to keep these shots rolling as long as I can with this spotter plane. I'm having less luck hitting him because he's in motion now. It was really easy when he was in reverse or stationary. Georgia not muscling in like he normally does. He's taking a little bit more of a sniper's approach. I wonder if that's a Deadeye Georgia, which is probably a build that people do now, which is just the sad state of our game here. I can't hit this guy to save my life. We are getting a little bit of damage as I wing him here and there. There we go. Got another fire on him. 35k on the Georgia. And a little bit of that was on the Alaska that snuck over to B. Got a little fire burning on him. He's letting it go too, which I'm all about letting him let happen. looking at our Georgia captain, and this isn't stat shaming. I think he's a good player. He plays better than I do. But the Georgia, he's still figuring out. So he's just looking at win rates only. It looks like he's getting the hang of this boat, but he is a decent warships player.
Есть.
If I can dump this Orkin. Oh, he may waggle and dodge those. Let's see. No, sir, he will not.
Perfect.
He will get squashed like a bug. You know what's great is the Lazo. Did I ever tell you guys that I like this boat? Scott is tired of hearing about this. Lazo!
Линкор противника.
Trying to collect a little bit more damage. We are getting pushed over here, and we don't have really a good cap position. I think we're winning the fight, but we might be losing the battle, right? Have you ever been in that situation? You know exactly what I'm talking about, which is just, it's dangerous and bad because the enemy team actually has a clock countdown to when they're going to win, and we do not. Now they are pushing up here. My ship is not exactly equipped to deal with the heavy gunfire from Izumo, Nagato, let alone the Izumo. So I'm going to get my wheels going here. I'm going to turn away. Try to keep at least those two bat guns humming along here as we come around this corner. Can't really see what I'm shooting at, but I want to save my spotter for when I can see. There's Nagato. I can shoot him pretty easily from back here. Zumo is going to try to get me. Oh, he's shooting at Marco Polo. Got a fire on Izumo. Nagato is looking low.
Сконцентрировать огонь на указанной цели.
Looks like we got some supporting fire going for Nagato. I may have underestimated his speed, and he is healing. Zumo I had a fire on him just a moment ago, and I want to get another one going. So I'm going to switch back to Izumo. He's used his hull repair. That guy got a fire on him. Can I get another one? I mean, can we really scorch this guy up? I got to hit a different part of the ship than the middle, which is a little hard to do. I think most people probably hit the middle. It's the easiest part of the boat to hit. In fact, I'm going to go quiet here because I'm invisible. And I'm going to try to get in a little bit closer. If I can get in a little tighter, I can probably help clean these guys up, or if nothing else, spot them. Mogami's doing a good job stepping up in there and being in spotting position for these big battleships that are easy to see from distance. Looks like we've got the Nagato, so that's fantastic. Enemy's got 2 points. We've been beating the crap out of their boats. I'm not worried about the victory unless we like lemming in and all get murdered, right? So right now, looking at where my team is, we're all chilling up here in this northeast quadrant. Great, I guess, for fighting off ships as they approach us one at a time. Not great for making sure we maintain the point lead we have, which isn't that big. It's about 150 points. So let's get in here and do some work. I'm going to steam in. The Siegfried and Georgia are both looking at B, and they're not. Georgia's not very healthy. Siegfried is manageable, but if our Alaska walks in there on his own, he might get punked by the 2 of those guys. So Alaska's good and tanky, though. I think he's going to be just fine. So looks like he's being pretty smart about it.
Поможем.
Wilco. Doing okay this round. Ooh, Takao has taken a big hit.
Все, кто рядом, захватываем точку.
I didn't want to do that. I wanted to say this.
Союзники, передаю координаты важной цели.
Target, it's a cow. Should be obvious, but yeah, let's dump that guy. Get him out of here. We can send that to Cow on his way, and then we'll be really solid. I'm still like tacticking this battle, even though we've got a strong ship advantage. I'll feel better when we've got one or maybe two of those caps under our control. But yeah, I think we're fine. 8 minutes on the clock, which is plenty of time to get the work done that we need to. So, you know, my team's in a good position. We got Zara getting ready to crest the border or break the border of Charlie. And Mogami's hot on his heels. There goes Georgia. Yeah, we're looking really solid at this point. Lexington's coming in to try to get a few rocket hits on me. See if I can't shoulder that. For me, I play a lot of the kinds of cruisers that shark around in open water and can shoot and control their vision. So things like Zao or the Italian cruisers. I like Lazo for that reason. Shores Tier 7 on the Russian line is good for that. So those are the boats that I play because that's the playstyle that plays best for me. And the reason that is the case for me is because of my time playing destroyers. Where you're doing a lot of that controlling your vision, right? So a low detect cruiser like a Zao, Tier 10 Japanese cruiser, yeah, you can fire your guns. When you start getting attention, you stop firing your guns. 9.7-ish detect, I believe. Might have changed a little bit with the captain change, but that allows me to regulate whether or not I'm spotted, unless, of course, I get way too close. I get caught out by radar or a destroyer or something like that. So for me, that's one way, or that is the way that I prefer to play. U.S. cruisers, of course, play totally different. Russian tanky boy cruisers play totally different as well. Whereas the U.S. cruisers like to get close to an island. They use that terrain to keep them safe. They want to make sure they're close enough that their radar is effective. U.S. cruisers have really long radar when it comes to number of seconds, right? It lasts a long period of time, a long duration. But the range is a little bit shorter than what you find on the Russian cruisers. And so that's obviously a slightly different tactic that's needed there. The Russian cruisers are kind of baby battleships, a lot of them, when you get up to the higher tiers, at least on the heavy cruiser side. Now, of course, there's a split, so we've got light cruisers there as well. But those guys, you get bow in, you ignore your back turret. I don't know if any of this is answering your question, but that's kind of like those are my philosophy, my strategy on those particular types of cruisers. I imagine there's other types of play and other folks who might have different answers to that question for you. Trying to figure out how to pronounce your screen name. Is it Noach 101 or something, or is it like two words like Noach? I'm struggling with that one, but hopefully that was a decent summary or some useful information. All right, I'm going to try to buzz through this little channel here. Siegfried's coming around. I don't know. You know, it's funny. They've had 3 ships for a long time, and they still have 3 ships. And we just lost our Zara, which I'm not really that stoked about. I don't want to step out in front of this Iowa. It looks like his guns are focused on Izumo right now. So I'm going to step out in front of this Iowa. We dumped the Siegfried, so I don't have to worry about him over my shoulder, which is fantastic. I've got 4-kilometer torpedoes in this thing, and it is... I might get to use them. All right, I'm going to swing out here and throw... Oh, look at that. Big hit on that Iowa from, I'm guessing, Azuma. I wasn't watching, but... And he's down. Fantastic. That's a well done for you. I'm going to dive up here into this cap and try to support grabbing that. And... if Lexington comes along and tries to hit us with planes, I'm going to get closer to this Izumo so we can share AA fire. Not that I'm worried about us losing the battle at this point. There are only 4 minutes on the clock. The enemy does only have 20 points fewer than us, but with us being able to take this cap and having so many more ships than them, I think we can get this done. Lexington is in a position where if they could flip the score and kill like me and Izumo right now, which I don't think they can do, They could sail off to a corner, and all of our guys are over here on that east side. Could they get over there and get everything back? Probably. I don't think we're in trouble. But these are the kinds of things that we can think about when you're at this point in a game. Even though this one looks like it's in the bag, and I think it totally is. You know, those games can flip, and those are, of course, the most exciting games of World of Warships. And, of course, it's very traumatizing when you're on the team that handed away a perfectly good victory to the enemy because they decided to win harder, right? So we gotta be wary of that. Ooh, Scotta just says he citadeled the Lexington. Nice shooting, Tex. I can't even see that nerd. Come over here, provide a little AA support to the Izumo as the Lexington's shuttles are coming in. Launch my aeroplane. I don't think I can get over those mountains. Did we get the cap? We did, okay. Got some hits on the Lexington. He was invisible to me there, but... Oh, those battleship shells are going to delete that guy. Yeah, there it is. Victory. All right. Cool. That was a good battle. That was a really good one. I like the Lazo. I'd like to tell everybody how much I like the Lazo. It's a solid boat. 62.9, which is great. That's about 20K more than my normal average in that boat. And we did all right. Yeah, we got up to second slot. Thank you. Sometimes when I'm doing that, I feel like I'm talking about a sporting event. And I guess it is a competitive game. Like, why don't we talk about it like that? Oh, did he get a crack in? Nice job, Izuma. I'm going to give that guy a compliment. Nice job. Plays well. And there's Nagato for you. You know what? In a Tier 9 match, if you can hold your own, then you are doing good stuff. Thank you, Drevix. We talked about that earlier in the match. I don't know if you were here watching during that part, because that is usually what happens to me in that boat. How'd we do on this? We sunk that Orkin. That was a layup, dude. Somebody threw that guy under the bus, and then when he came out half dead, they're like, "Can you shoot that guy in the head?" And I was happy to oblige. That Georgia at the beginning of the match just kind of let me. It's ironic that his name was Burninator, because I burninated that guy for 22,484 damage, which was not great for him.